So in this video, we're going to look at these 6 questions and how to get started with them. I'm not going to fully work through each question, but we'll just look at how to get started, how to set up the problem, and hopefully we've done enough of these that we can see how to get going from there. And so what we need to be looking at is whether we're trying to find the hypotenuse, the long side, or one of the shorter sides. So in this case, we've got h, our hypotenuse. And so as we go, and just pause the video and see if you can set up this problem. And so do this for each one before I kind of go through how to set it up if you need to. And so since we're trying to find the hypotenuse here, now we're going to have x squared. This is the side we're trying to find. And whenever we're trying to find the hypotenuse, we do the squares of the other two sides added, 11 squared plus 14 squared. And so we would then continue x equals, and you're going to have to do the square root of 11 squared plus 14 squared. And if you type that 11 squared, the square root of 11 squared plus 14 squared on your calculator, you should come out with an answer for x, but I'm not going to do that here. The next one, so have a go with it first. Are we finding the hypotenuse or one of the shorter sides? So this time we've got the hypotenuse here, so that means we're trying to find one of the shorter sides. And the main way this is going to look different is we're going to have a minus sign instead of a plus. And so x squared equals, now we have to always do the hypotenuse squared, so 35 squared first when we're finding one of the shorter sides. Because if you do it the other way around, 13 squared take away 35 squared, you're going to come up with a calculator error because it just won't work because you'll be trying to square root a negative number. And so, yep, get your working done and find the value for x. All right, this next one. So firstly, look, are we trying to find the hypotenuse or one of the shorter sides? Try and set up the problem. So in this case, we're trying to find our hypotenuse. This is our longest side. So starting off, you'd be setting up x squared equals 20 squared plus 8 squared. It doesn't matter which way around in this case. And then you'd be continuing on to find out with these other two steps what x is. Next one here, are we trying to find the hypotenuse or one of the shorter sides? So in this case, this is one of our shorter sides. So it means that we're going to end up x squared equals the hypotenuse squared, longest side squared, take away our other side squared, 5 squared. And so you should be able to continue that on to work out what x is. Our next one here, you want to look, are we trying to find the hypotenuse or one of our shorter sides? And so in this case, x is our hypotenuse here. This is our longest side. And so setting this one up, we're going to have x squared equals 12 squared plus 7 squared. And so, yeah, you'd be able to continue that on. And last one here, we've got our side here we're trying to find. This one here is our hypotenuse. So we're trying to find one of the shorter sides. So setting that up, you'd have x squared equals, now since it's a shorter side we're trying to find, we're going to have a minus sign in here. 25 squared, take away 5 squared. So the hypotenuse, our long side squared, always comes first to take away our other side squared. And we'd continue that down by square rooting that stuff, and we'd get a value for x. And so if we've calculated all those correctly, we should have these answers: 17.8, 32.5, 21.54, 27.55, 13.89, and 24.49.